Grand
Grand
rising,
Rising, everyone.
everyone.
Join us
Woo-hoo!
Friday.
It's
Grand
Wednesday.
rising, grand rising, grand rising.
Don't forget
Grand Rising.
to take time
Oh, we don't hear the song, Queen.
with LaKeisha LaGrande. That on finding art and creativity with everyday pieces, passion and purpose. With Queen Adrian. Join us Monday through Friday on Zoom and visit us at grandrisingelizabeth.com.
Woo! Welcome, everyone. It's so glad to see you all today. It is Wednesday, and I love Wednesday because we're in the middle of the week, and this is a time to reflect. Okay, have you all been making some audacious moves? Have you been being productive? So if you haven't, this is the time to reflect and let's get it in. Let's start getting it in and doing ending this week out with a bang. Okay. Well, I name is LaKeisha LaGrande, also known as Madam Finance, because I love helping everyday people build wealth with confidence. So those who know, I love to start off the show with a millionaire and billionaire success story. And this is going to go really good with what we're going to be talking about today. So, our Wednesday success story is the multi-billionaire William Procter is the founder of one of the world's most historically successful companies, Procter and Gamble. Yet, William Procter, like most successful business owners, had a rough start. William always desired to start his own business, so he worked for a candle making company and studied the craft. He continued to save all the money he could and all the money he could borrow to open his own candle making shop. After years of saving, he opened up his shop, but after only 2 days, not one, but 2 days of operations, his store was robbed and burnt down. Due to the amount of debt William incurred, he decided to move west with his wife. But tragedy struck William again. As his wife became sick from chloria and soon after died, after losing his wife and his business, William was devastated. But he later remarried and became friends with his wife's sister's husband, James Gamble. James had a small soap making business, and together they decided to partner and form Procter and Gamble. They started with soap products and continued to produce and sell new products, producing multiple billion-dollar brands. Through much hard work and years of diligence, they turned a small soap shop into one of the largest companies in the world, P&G. Throughout the years, have been long-time major supporters of African American, dating back to supporting the Union Army troops in the Civil War. This is old, y'all. But this year, 2017, PG launched a campaign of advertisement called My Black is Beautiful campaign. The commercial begins with a black girl from what appears to be in the 1940 era holding a white doll, telling her mother that a woman at the store told her she was pretty for a black girl. That is not a compliment, the mother responded. You are beautiful, period, okay? The next scene depicts a young black boy running around from a group of white boys, which transitions into mothers explaining to her son why there is nothing he can do to stop whites from calling him the N word. There are some people who think you don't deserve the same privileges just because of what you look like. Another mother tells her son, it's not fair. It's not. While staring at the crowd of white people while standing in the rain, another mother lectures her daughter about why her role of success will be much more difficult because of her skin color. Remember, you can do anything they can, she said. The difference is you have to work twice as hard and be twice as smart. Another scene features a concerned mother alerting her son about police. Come straight home after practice, she said. You got your ID in case that the police stop you. The final scene depicts a mother warning her daughter how to react after getting pulled over by police. When you get pulled over, she said before the daughter interjects, Mom, I'm a good driver. Don't worry. This is not about you getting a ticket. This is about you coming home, the mother cautions shockingly. Let's all talk about the talk. The ad caption concludes so we can end the need to have it. Today, P&G is still one of the most successful companies in the world with over $127 billion in assets. P&G products include Bounty paper towels, Charmin bathroom tissue, Crest toothpaste, Dawn dishwashing liquid, Dawny, Febreze, Gain laundry detergents, Gilead head and shoulders shampoo, Olay, Oral-B, Pampers, Pantene hair products, Always, Tampax, Tide laundry detergents, Vicks cough and cold products, Puffs, Loves, Joy, Mr. Clean, and Ivory soap, just to name a few. P&G are members of the Billion Dollar Roundtable. Ooh, I haven't talked about that in a long time. Spending a minimum of $1 billion per year with minority owned companies and women of all color. I decree and declare that we are all success stories in Jesus' name. We are. We are. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Procter and Gamble, okay? So today we're going to recap and kind of do a follow up on what we did last Wednesday because it did not get recorded. And this information is something that I really want to get out to the people. And so let's recap. It is will be a little different, but I want us to really get this down pat. Are y'all okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, I need the power. Queen, do I got the power? Let's see, do I have the power? Hey, I got the power. Y'all got the power. We can do anything that we want to do. Anything that we want to do. Let's keep God in the midst of everything that we do. Okay. Today we're talking about building wealth, building legacy, the dividend life, how smart investors get paid without working. Money grows where you plant it, so choose your soil wisely. Let's get some ground rules and some expectations. Let's keep the energy positive. Oh, let me make sure y'all can see this. I don't think this is the full capacity. There we go. Let's keep the energy positive. Good vibes only. This is not a quick get rich class. It is a wealth building session. I'm not a day trader. I will not invest for you or tell you what to invest in. This is an educational session. I am not a financial planner. I am an investor and educator. Let's be prepared to learn. This is, we're going to say kind of like part two because I changed some things. But I want you to be 100% present. Take good notes. Grab your pen and paper if you don't have it. Invite someone next time you care about to Wealth Building Wednesday, and I ask that you please stay to the end. We got some good stuff at the end today that I want to share with you. We're going to talk about true wealth. The root of true wealth comes from business. It doesn't come from working for somebody, working a job. True wealth comes through business, and we're going to find out about how true that is today. Imagine a world with no grocery stores, restaurants, or delivery apps, no clothing brands, hair salons, or barbershops, no hospitals, no medicine or pharmacies, no phones, no computers, or the internet. No jobs, because most jobs come from what? Businesses. In short, without businesses, we'll be trading goods in the wilderness and surviving day to day, not thriving, not growing, and not building wealth. Where your money goes. Every time you spend money, you are paying a business. You're making another company wealthy, and it's okay. When you pay for grocery bills, your phone bill, your gas, Amazon, utilities, you are making other companies wealthy. Your money is always going to a company. Let's have some real talk, may we? The same companies you pay every single month could be paying you. Ooh, let me say that again. The same companies you pay every single month could be paying you. Ooh, how good did that sound, okay? I love it when companies pay me. I love it. And you're going to love it too. What is dividend really? A dividend is a portion of company profits paid to the owners or the shareholders. So when a company makes money, customers spend, business profits, and investors like you and me get paid. Yeah, I'm saying you and me because y'all gonna be getting paid too if you're not already. Let me talk about why I love dividend stocks. I love ETFs and REITs. It's because it's lucrative and uncomplicated. I love things that are not complicated. Don't you? Don't y'all love stuff that ain't complicated? I like easily. I like things to go move easily and effortlessly, okay? It's a easy investment strategy to learn and use. Yes, it is. Especially for beginners. If you really don't know, this is an amazing place to start. You get paid by top companies without doing any work. You can get checks coming in quarterly and sometimes every single month. You can cover monthly bills. It's a reliable income stream. It helps build financial freedom. You are getting paid just for owning shares. How cool is that? Is that cool, y'all? I like to bring y'all some cool stuff. This is so cool. I was at a meeting yesterday, and insurance meeting, and the guy was talking about Walmart. He was just talking about he was talking about Walmart, and how he don't understand, how people are not doing the things that they need to do, to reap additional income. Because if you get additional income, then you can really spend more and do more, right? So he was talking about how, because of what he does and his commissions, how he able to spend X amount of dollars at Walmart. And I was like, see, I like people like you that go in there and spend that kind of money every week, because guess what? It's helping Walmart to stay in business, and also helps Walmart to keep paying me dividends. Okay. So I love it. And once you start receiving the dividends, you start looking at things different. I don't get upset when I drive into Walmart and the parking lot is full of people. The lines are super long. I'd be like, all right then, that means I'm gonna continue to be getting paid. Okay. You're gonna look at it a lot differently. So, what is passive income? Passive income is money you earn without having to work for it every single day. It's income that keeps coming in, and even when you are not actively working. I love passive income, y'all. Do y'all love passive income? I just get excited, boy. I get so excited when I get to talking about dividends and I open up my brokerage account. I be like, woo! Yes, baby, yes. It reminds me of the late. I have to tell the story because it was the beginning of my investing, right? I worked at the bank and there was a young lady. She was jazzy, just sharp. I was like, ooh, I used to love her style, speak to her. And then we start actually talking. She'll come sit with me. And so one time we were talking about, I probably brought it up. It's been so long talking about sugar daddies, right? Because at that time, that was the time I need me a sugar daddy. Ooh, I need a sugar daddy to help me pay these bills, right? That's what so I probably brought it up. So anyway, when we was talking about dividends, it tickled her to death, right? It was just so hilarious to her. She said, sugar daddy. She said, my dividends is my sugar daddy. My dividends pay all my bills every month. I was like, ooh, okay then. That was the first time of being authentic that it hit. That I didn't need no man to take care of me. I needed my money to take care of me. And that was my friend. I looked at her bank account. I was like, ooh. But she had been investing for years at a young age, for years. Plus, she, worked for the automotive industry. So excellent 401k, doing her thing. But it really made me realize I don't need no man to take care of me. I need my money to take care of me. And that's when I started my investment, actually being serious about investing. Next screen. We went over that. We went over that. Oh, I went way back. I apologize, y'all. I'm getting so excited here. Okay. I'm missing something here. Okay. See, one more. Let's go back here. We talked about the passive income. There we go. Screen number 11. Example of passive incomes. It's like dividend. Oh, my mouse. I just put me a new battery in here and it is okay. There we go. Examples of passive income. Dividends is money paid to you for owning stock in a company. REITs, which is real estate investment trust. We talked about that. This is real estate investments that pay you on a regular basis. If you ever wanted to get into the commercial real estate game without worrying about toilets, being a manager, and tenants, this would be a great place for you to go. It's REITs, real estate investments that pays you on a regular basis. That's the lazy way of getting into real estate. ETFs, exchange traded funds. This is investment bundles that often include dividends. This is a basket of companies. You can look at it at all in one place. If you don't know about what ETFs, I please highly recommend that you go to the previous shows and I break it down. ETFs 101. Real estate property. Rent collected from tenants is another way of passive income. Royalties, money from books, musics, things of that nature. Online courses, ebooks, get paid over and over again for content that you created one time. That's passive income, ladies and gentlemen. My bill to paycheck frame. I love talking about this. Every time you pay your phone bill, your utility bills, your shopping bills, shopping, that's some people put that in their bill. You know what I'm saying? I got to go shopping. You gotta go groceries. That's part of your bill. Ask yourself, do I own this company? If not, you are only on one side of the transaction. Let me say that again. Ask yourself, do I own this company? If you do not, you are only on one side of the transaction. And so today, we're going to change that. What is a dividend aristocrat? A dividend aristocrat is a company that has increased their dividends for at least 25 years in a row and is a member of the S&P 500. S&P, that means large, stable companies in the U.S. S&P stands for Standard and Poor's, right? The 500 companies in the United States. Dividend aristocrats, examples is McDonald's, Walmart, PepsiCo, 3Ms. Think of dividend aristocrats as the loyal, dependable, elite, steady performers with long-term track records. Increased its dividends for 25 years in a row. That's a long time. That's like reliable money. Anybody like reliable money? Because I love reliable money. Dividend aristocrats, 25 plus years. What does Johnson and Johnson own? Look at all that. You see what they own? Listerine, baby lotion, conditioners, Band-Aids. So tell me, let me tell you, this is what ownership looks like. Every product you see represents revenue streams. This is a recession-proof company. It done weather the storm. Out of all the major things that we have had, COVID and so many more, the wars, all kind of stuff, they have still been paying dividends. And these are the type of companies you want to look at. Recession-proof companies. Companies that can weather the storm no matter what and still be profitable. This is what I want you to look into. See, Johnson & Johnson, from products you trust to wealth building. This is why I want you to look at this. They have world-class products that's been going for years, selling for years. Own Johnson & Johnson. J&J, that's the ticker sign. This is where you can find them. Look them up when you looking them up. Be a shareholder. Own a piece of a global healthcare leader. Benefits from decades of stability and growth. Please do your research. Yeah, I'm talking about it, but that doesn't mean invest in it without doing your due diligence. I'm just telling you it's a recession-proof company, and it might be something you might want to consider and put into your portfolio. Earn dividends. Consistent, reliable, and powerful. Johnson & Johnson has paid dividends for 60 plus consecutive years. Quarterly income deposited into your account. Reinvest or receive the cash. Your money works for you. This is just so important that I really want you all to take this so seriously, okay? Because I want to ask you this. How many of these products have you personally paid for? And how many have ever paid you back? I'm going to let that sit for a minute. How many of these products have you personally paid for? And how many have ever paid you back? I think it's time. Anybody think it's time? I think it's time. Do y'all think it's time to start working on getting paid, not working so hard? I don't hear nobody. I don't hear no. Am I the only one that love getting dividends? Because do you love getting dividends? Would you like to get dividends? Can I hear from somebody? Okay, I can't. Nobody but me. I'm the only one. All right, then. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and
I would
move.
love to.
So would love to get dividends. I know I can't be the only one.
I'm with you, sister.
Okay, that's what I'm
I'm
talking
with
about.
you. Yes.
I'm currently getting dividends.
Well, all
Okay,
right.
that's what I'm talking about. So that's great. That's Grand Rising Elizabeth in the house. We're talking about building generational wealth. Step number 4, create lasting income. Secure your family's future. Leave a legacy that lives for generations. This is how you do it. This is one way how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. These are products that people love. Stock ownership pays and wealth lasts. We're going to talk about the shift. What if those same companies started paying you? That's the difference between consumers and investors. We have the spending down pat. Oh, we can spend, but we don't have the ownership down pat. We don't own a lot of things. We have to change that. You want to change your wealth? We got to change how we are spending our money. I wanted to share this because I didn't get a chance to really emphasize this, right? So let's talk about Pfizer, right? This is the ticker symbol right here. The last time I looked at it, the stock price was around $25, under $100, okay? So you can't say that this is not doable because it is doable. I've preached it over and over again that it's $0 to open up a brokerage account. And if you have $5, you can start investing, doing partial shares. So let's just say $25. And there we are. The strategy is to buy and hold. We're buying. We're talking about generational wealth, but this is not no quick get rich. I do not do quick get rich. Everybody who found that quick get rich finds out truly that they may not be on the right path. So this is something that you that must be done. Buying and holding. Even Warren Buffett loves this strategy. So you buying and you holding, not for a year. You want to do it constantly for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, depending on your age, sometimes 30 years. If my children do this, what I'm telling them to do for 30 years, they will be millionaires just doing this alone. No matter they mess up or whatever, if they just be consistent, because they got time on their hands, they will be a multimillionaire just by doing this. So let's just say you've been doing this for 15 years. We say 15 years, 10 years. You just never know what your money stream is. We all got businesses. You never know how we going to blow up, and you can end up buying 10,000 shares easily. And some of us, it may really take 10 years, 15 years, 20 or 25, okay? But let's just say in 20 years, you bought 10,000 shares of PFE. So totally you spent $250,000 over the years investing in Pfizer. The dividend yield is 6.9%. I see your hand, Stacy. 1 second. Dividend yield is 6.9%. So that's an annual dividend of $17,250. Quarterly dividend, this is the annual, every 3 months, you would get $4,312.50. A lot of people do not make $4,312.50 a month. Some of us only make 1,000, 15,000, 2,000, 2,500. We're saying this is for the rest of your life. Monthly dividend, you would get breaks down to $1,437.50. Now, most people will say, ooh, 20 years, that's a long time. Doing this for 20 years, 15 years. But guess what? Reality check, 15 years, 20 years is coming whether you like it or not. Let me say that again. 15 years, 20 years is coming whether you like it or not. So in those 10 or 15 years or 20 years, are you going to have money coming in like that or you not? The choice is yours. Stacy.
Yeah, I totally understand that concept about whether you like it or not, the time is coming anyway, because when I decided to be a nurse, I'm like, dang, I don't know. It's going to take me 4 years to be a nurse. Now I've been a nurse over 16 years. But my question is, if I got 10 shares in Netflix and all of a sudden my Netflix loses some money. Now I remember you saying it don't matter when the price goes down, just look at it that it went on sale. But my question is, if I lose some money and it fluctuates and goes up and down, I don't lose the stock at the same time, do I?
No, baby, no. It's just the price, the price point. So that's so very good that you mentioned that, right? So y'all remember one show I did, Warren Buffett, and I quoted him. He said, "Rule number one is don't lose no money. Rule number two is to remember rule number one: don't lose no money." So once you do statistics strategically over time, the market always bounce back. Always bounce back. And no, and this is a problem that happens a lot. As it happened to people in my family, people panic. Especially when you have a lot of money. It's like really hard. Just don't do nothing. Just don't do nothing and just let time do its thing. It's so hard. So people automatically start taking their money out, taking their money out. So as soon as they did that, you major loss. Instead of staying in the game, playing the long haul, if they just stayed in the game, because now when you pull it out, now what you gonna do with your money? You done pulled it out, now what? That comes a lot of mismanagement. You don't know what to do. It's not making no money for you like it was. That's the time to say, look at it like a Gucci purse. You've been wanting this Gucci purse, but you is not spending $1,000 on that Gucci purse. You like, oh, Lord, it got to go on sale. And then you wait. Then it went to 500. Then finally it went to 200. You say, oh, I'm going to buy it now because now it's on sale. And so as you do it, as you do that, it's going to average itself out. I'm having a brain fart right now. It's dollar cost averaging. So it's going to average out in long term, because sometimes when you going long term, you're going to buy when it's low. Sometimes you're going to buy when it's medium high. Sometimes you might buy when it's high. Then you're going to buy when it's getting low. So you're going to always be buying at different levels. So that's what dollar cost averages. So it pretty much over time, it will average itself out. That was very good.
It's an advantage to, like, even if you lost some money on a stock, is it an advantage to add more money to that particular stock or just leave it
So
alone?
that means that the stock went down. So really, do your research and look at it, see what's going on. Why did the stock go down? What is it? Did they change management? Like what? Why did it go down? But definitely, like I'm rearranging my portfolio because I got too much going on and I need to just narrow it down. I got a specific plan now. But I'm not touching any of those stocks that's on red. I'm not touching it until it get green, because Warren Buffett says Do not lose no money. I don't care if it's 50 cents, 2 cents. It's staying right there in my portfolio until it go green, and then I'ma sell it and then reinvest it in the other stuff that I'm dealing with. So if you take it out, you for sure lost. You sure at a loss. And I'm just not doing it. I'm just gonna wait until it go up, or it could be a time that I could buy more, right? And you don't need a lot. I think we were talking, Miss Paula had mentioned something last week. Okay, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, so you just want to just keep it in there. Don't let it, if it goes down, look at it as being on sale. You could buy some more if you want. Oh, this is where it was. So she was like, how many stocks do you have? How many do you need? You don't need a lot. You only need, that's why it's important. I talk about ETFs a lot because it's professionally managed. It has multiple stocks within it. Some have 85, some has more than that's in it. It's professionally managed, so you don't have to worry about just one company stock. Whether what is it doing, what is it not doing, because if it's managed, they're going to take out the ones that's not performing and put in some other ones that are. So it's professionally managed. REITs are professionally managed. Okay. These are recession proof companies. That's why I wanted you to look at those. Don't just pick any company. You got to look. These are proof over time, 25 plus years. Walmart been giving out dividends for years. Okay. So just stay in the game. Just like Walmart had went down at the beginning of the year, right? It went down. This is just a good example. It went down. I was like, oh man, and it was showing that it was like at a loss. But then it went back up, and now it's exceeded. And so I'm definitely at a profit. But if I would have just pulled out when it went down, that's when I started buying more. When it went down, I started buying more Walmart. And now it's excelling. So that's that dollar cost averaging. I hope I explained that good.
Yeah, I have another question that you after you finish your presentation.
Okay.
Where you get that bill from?
Okay, now we're talking about Verizon.
Don't you
Again,
have one?
Verizon is like
Nope.
$43 the last time I looked, okay? And the fact sheet has showed 5.7 billion in dividends was paid during the first half of 2025 to its investors. 5.7 billion in dividends was paid during the first half of 2025. So this is under $100. So again, you did 10,000 shares. You did this for 15, 20 years. Some people can do it, less than that. But all of them years, you ended up spending $430,800. So that money never go nowhere now. This still your money. Now, this is still your money right here. Okay. Dividend yield is 6.3%. The annual dividend that you would get by having this money is $27,140 a year. Some people don't make that in a whole year. If quarterly, it breaks down to you would get $6,785 every 3 months. Can you tell me that this not would be worth it? This is something you can have for the rest of your life. You tell me this is not worth it? This is something you could pass down to your children and your children's children. You gonna tell me this ain't worth it? Monthly dividends, you would get $2,261 no matter what. In most cases, okay? Would this be worth it? I just want to hear the audience. Would this be worth it?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
this would absolutely be worth it. So you don't need to be an expert. You can invest through simple, beginner-friendly tools like brokerage accounts, Charles Schwab, Fidelity. The younger people, they doing Robinhood. I'm old school, so I love Charles Schwab and Fidelity. You can do dividend ETFs, which is a collection of dividend stocks all in one. All of these companies, all in one that pays dividends. And it's professionally managed. So all you're doing is just being consistent and putting in your money consistently. REITs, real estate investment trusts that pay monthly or quarterly, depending on what company is coming from, which REIT company. You can set it up and let your money work for you automatically. There's no perfect time, but waiting costs you. So we need to start now. Start now. Trying to time the market is hard, even for professionals. So just start. Just start. Just start. And you're going to feel good. You're going to feel really good. But if you start now, your money has more time to grow. Don't wait for one day. Make today that one day. Don't procrastinate. This is the year of expansion. This is the year to make some audacious moves. This is the year to make some change for your life. Because there is nobody that's going to protect you. Do not, sometimes I want to cringe when I'm talking to some of my clients, but I don't say anything because they love to complain. The government, I don't know why they do that. And then they take it away, the groceries, and then you cannot depend on the government. How you gonna get mad at them? They can do what they want to do. They giving you something. And you gonna get mad at them? Sometimes enough is enough. They may decide, okay, we got to do something different. This is not working. You cannot depend on nobody. Nobody, not your children, not the government, not nobody to take care of you and make sure you have what you need. You are responsible for you. Everything else is a bonus as far as not finance is concerned. So don't depend on no one. Trusted brokerage accounts would be Fidelity, E-Trade, Vanguard, Robinhood, Ameritrade, Sophie, and so many others. But these are a lot of popular ones. Again, I want you to focus on quality companies, long-term dividend payers with strong financials. That's important. Look at their financials that have reliable product services. Look at dividend kings and dividend aristocrats, right? And while we're talking about this, anybody who lives in Detroit, I highly recommend, these are everyday products. Everyday products is a smart move. There is an organization, Global Empowerment, that has a program for you to be an owner of your own everyday product. He teaches this for free. He has a program that he already has funding for. All you have to do is just show up. There's a list of products that's already been vetted that you can get your own product, show you how to get it. Most of these products come from overseas. Teach you how to get them over here. I mean, there's so much more for free. So it's about being around like-minded people who want on the same path that you are, people that will coach you, people that will love on you, support you. Because being successful is not a solo act. Stop just being at home and being depressed and sad. Get around other people that's going to motivate you. Because sometimes you got to learn how to motivate yourself. They need to know who you are. It's a change. Like, Every millionaire, billionaire has a mentor. That's pretty much all of us. That's all you need is to have a good mentor. A good mentor to help you excel. Don't try to do it alone. Don't try to do it without God. Include him in your life. You can do this, ladies and gentlemen, because as long as you wake up every single day, you have a new opportunity to change your situation. And this is not, we have to change the trajectory of us, okay? Because so many Black people buy, African American families buy these products all the time and do not own any of these companies. We're one of the largest spending ethnic groups there is. And we don't take a part, we only on one side of the transaction, just paying out, but they're not paying us. No, baby. The time is now to expand, to change your thinking. The sooner you start, the more you make. Time is your best friend in investing. That's why I was talking about my kids. I'm like, y'all better be paying attention. Did you invest in you got paid? Did you put some money into your brokerage account? Did you, I have to stay on them. The earlier you start, the more your money can grow and compound. For example, investing $100 a month for 10 years can grow into over 15,000 to 200 to 20,000, depending on the return. Even small amounts invested consistently can turn into big money over time. And then you never know when you get that suddenly, that means that boom, that large form of money, your business is booming, and then you got extra money to put in there, So just really take this into consideration because we have to do something different. We can't keep doing the same old thing and think you're going to get a different result. That's the dividend life, y'all. That's the dividend life. The dividend life is this. You stop being the one who only pays and you become the one who gets paid. That's the dividend life. You will enjoy it. You will love it. You will make a difference. And not only your life, but you can make a difference in your kids' life as well. The key takeaway today is there are only two types of people in this Zoom. People who will continue to fund other companies and people who will start owning them. The question is, who are you going to be? If you all thought this was good today, I want to tell you about this event that's coming up. I want to give thanks to Queens, Building Up Queens. It's powered by them. They are sponsoring this event for the community because it's important that we get this information out to the peoples. It's going to be at the Detroit Library. This is the Madam Finance, the Generational Wealth Blueprint series. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is going to be fire. How to turn your life insurance into generational wealth. There's going to be two sessions, two powerful sessions, May the 5th and May the 12th. Limited seats, they're only sponsoring 30 people. So now they took that away from you. Most people are like, well, how much is it going to be? If you say $25, $50, or $100, they be like, oh, they don't go. Now you don't have no excuse to get this powerful information for free, thanks to Queens Building Up Queens, nonprofit organization, amazing organization. You're going to get worksheets, generational wealth power moves, a personal action plan, how to use life insurance to fund a trust, 6 amazing plans for making a small policy last for generations to generations. You're going to learn about the dime method and the legacy pledge. Session 2, is going to be the bonus. That's like the icing on the cake. It's going to be fire. The legacy control system, how to control that money. You're going to learn about the Manor Finance rule book. You're going to have the trustee test. Because how many people know what kind of, who going to be your trustee? Who is that person? You want to make sure you put the right person in place. So there's a trustee test that you can take to make sure who you ever was thinking about, is this person going to be the good person to do? So you're going to get the trustee test. You're going to learn how to protect your financial team, because a lot of times I've seen it working at the bank and being the life insurance agent. I see all kind of things. You put certain things in place. Now you have a financial planner that's been your financial planner for years. You got your accountant, you CPA, you got all of these professionals that's in place. And then your kids don't like what's going on, and and then they want to fire. They're gonna fire the financial planner that's been with your family for years, who you trust. Then they're gonna fire everybody. So this is gonna show you how to protect your financial team to make sure that your stuff can last generations to generations, so that your kids, your grandkids, even the ones that you haven't even met or won't get a chance to meet, will know who you are. And you got the personal legacy control plan. Now, it's going fast. People are actually signing up. You have to RSVP. There will be some refreshments. It's going to be a great networking event. And I don't want to say what else is going to happen. We got a surprise that's going to be going on that day. So if you haven't registered, please register for the free workshop. It's going to be amazing. Let's stay in touch. Let me put us back together, because I want to make sure if you got questions that we answer your questions. Also, this information is good because a lot of people, want want one-on-ones. I just want to make sure I don't forget anything. I do want to mention that every product that you saw today, you've probably paid for. But the question is, are you positioned to get paid back? Because companies like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, they don't just sell products. They generate profits, and those profits get distributed to the owners, like you and me, when you start owning. That's called dividends. That's how money starts working for you. And when you understand how to turn ownership into income, that's when you stop just making money and start building generational wealth. If you're ready to stop just being a consumer and start becoming an owner, and you need help or a strategy step by step, let me be clear. This information does not build wealth without execution. You have to execute. You have to. So I offer something called the Building Wealth Snapshot Session. And so if you want one-on-one, we'll get a chance to sit down and we'll go over your income, your protection, your assets, identify what you're missing and what we can do to fill those gaps, etc. So let me open it up for any questions that you may have. Stacy, you said you had another question.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of SpaceX?
Yes.
Okay. So I heard that this company is supposed to be signing the final papers at the end of next month, and the stocks will be available somewhere between June and July. And so I don't know if everybody know that Elon Musk is the one who is the owner of SpaceX. And of course, all of the big time investors, the Donald Trumps of the world, the millionaires or whatever, have invested into this company, but it's not available to us until it actually is announced on the news and it goes public. What do you think about that? Getting those stocks in that company, should we wait until they get the stocks, buy them right away, or wait to see what they're going to do?
Whenever it comes to finances and money and your goal, find out what your goal is, right? Always pray on it. I feel like you can never make the best choice and decision without asking God and praying for it and see what your energy is like. So it's no different than you and me. When you have a startup company or a company goal, public. You have to do your research. You want to know, look at everything. Who is the manager? Who's the company? Like when you're dealing with a lot of startup companies, they can't fail. You know what I'm saying? They go through the same thing we going through when we start in a company and management. You want to be careful when you start up with a company that's just going public. They just starting to go public. You want to know how long have they been in business before they start public? Like it's a
Well,
lot of
he's been
things.
in business a long time.
Yes,
And
he
he's been
has.
developing this rocket for over 20 years. And just like people didn't know that the cars that he made that will not be driven by people were going to make money, now it's making a whole lot of money. So the prediction is that this will make a whole lot of money because of what he's actually doing, building this rocket that'll go to Mars and come back, where nobody else has ever been able to do it, because the rocket that actually went up to Mars could never come back. It exploded in space. So I don't know if you know what he's trying to do, but there's a lot of buildings that have a lot of computers in these buildings that are running AI on all of these computers, and it's bringing up the electricity bills, the heat bills, the water bills in these buildings, because there's so many in these buildings all over the place. He proposes to take these computers, a
Data
lot of
centers.
computers,
Okay.
to Mars, where they up there and they float around, and they'll be able to, I guess, run them by satellite. I don't know the whole thing about how it's going to happen, but it's supposed to be ran in the atmosphere, and you don't have to worry about electricity and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I kind of think that's why this weather is so wacky right now because of what's going on with these satellites and stuff. But anyway, it's very interesting what he's doing, and he has the only reason why he can start going public now, because he actually have the people have invested in this because they believe in him. So just an FYI, so people know that this SpaceX, listen for it when it comes out on the news, and just decide whether you want to put a couple pennies in it or a couple dollars or some thousands, because it may be worth looking into.
It may be work because a lot of people they sleep on stuff like like Tesla. Now that's $1 trillion. I mean, Nvidia. You know what I'm saying? Like blew up. So you got to do your research and you just move with caution. And I just say the best person to ask is God. Like, should I invest in this? Do I need? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's your best financial planner.
Yeah.
To what should I do? And just go do your research. That's the best thing that I can tell you is to do your research. And I thank you for sharing that, that information that gives something for people to think about.
Yeah.
Any other questions? We at the hour. Any other questions? So if this information was helpful, please go to Instagram, the Ask Madam Finance. Uh, don't just keep this information to yourself. Please pass it on to other people. We have to change our financial situation. And if people not aware of this information, we can't move fast. We have to move as a unit. So share the information with people. The recording will be today. And just share to people who you know that really truly want to change their situation, or you want to help them change their situation. So with that being said, no other questions. Let's please just give ourselves a hug. Okay? And let's get into the dividend lifestyle. Let's hug the world because the world needs a hug too. And let's send love and light to all of those that are in authority. I love you, and please have a wonderful and fantastic day today on purpose. Peace.
Peace out.